This is an organic day on the John Fredericks Show. I got 2 hours of sleep last night. I'm having so much fun today. I can't believe it. And even without any sleep, I didn't get home last night till 3 after the party at the Twist and the Taylor Victory party. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing in America when voters rise up and say they had enough. And the elites in Washington, I mean, they just don't get it. I mean, these people are so tone deaf. Do they understand that their base has had enough of them? They don't get it. And I get it because I talk to you every day. They don't get it. I mean, wait till I go over in this segment some of the nonsense that Ryan and McConnell and the other feckless leaders of the Republican Party are saying, who stand for nothing and believe in nothing but their own corner offices and the globalist money they get from the slave trade network. Voters have had enough of these people, and they still don't get it. It's unbelievable. I am your Godzilla of the truth. Top Republicans joining Obama yesterday and other Democrats in blasting Trump's reaction to the Islamist radical terrorist massacre in the Orlando gay bar nightclub, where this radical Islamist terrorist basically executed 50 people because of their sexual orientation. I mean, that's what happened. Now we got Jay Johnson and the Obama administration running around saying that this is a lone wolf. Boy, don't they love that term, lone wolf? It's not a coordinated effort. Here are the buzzwords they use, right? They can't, none of them can define the enemy. So they will not call them by the enemy's name, which is radical Islamist terrorists. This guy who said he was an ISIS fighter pledged to ISIS, and ISIS immediately took credit for the mass execution of innocent people because they were gay, right? I mean, let's just stop the nonsense and call it out for what it is. He targeted a gay club and executed 49 gay people and wounded another 50. This was a mass execution by a Islamist radical terrorist, period. And he was also a Muslim. It is what it is. I'm not going to make this stuff up for political correctness. So this happens in the Obama administration, who refuses to call the enemy by name. Now they have these buzzword terms that they love. Lone wolf. Now, I've been saying this for some time. It's a lone wolf. This isn't a coordinated effort with ISIS. We have nothing to be concerned about. This is a lone wolf. Interpretation, right? Interpretation is what? It's an act of hate. A lone wolf. It's not an act of hate or a lone wolf. It's a radical Islamist terrorist in our country. Here's their other buzzword. It's self-radicalization. Now, what the hell does that mean? He was self-radicalized, a lone wolf, self-radicalized. What? Like he got up one day and read a book on radicalization and self-radicalized himself? Guy's on the internet. Guy took a jihadi course online. What do you mean he's a self-radicalized? I mean, think about what they're telling you. Think about what your own government is telling you. They're lying to you. It's like wag the dog. I mean, do you really believe Jay Johnson when he comes out and says anything? Do you believe any of these people? They are lying to you. And you know it. You watched them on TV just like you watched Susan Rice after Benghazi come on a Sunday, go on 7 Sunday talk shows and lie to you about our 4 Americans in Benghazi who were executed. Lie to you. The government lies to you every day. And we do nothing about it. We just sit around and take it for face value. The hell does this mean? Lone wolf. Self-radicalized. These are all buzzword nonsense. Do you think this is not going to continue to happen? You think these people are not in the country now? I mean, get with it. This guy just executed 50 gay people because of their sexual orientation. He gunned them down in cold blood because he is an Islamist radical terrorist. pledging allegiance to ISIS. We are standing around worrying about political correctness while our citizens are getting executed. This is insane. The country's gone insane. So top Republicans, your feckless elite leadership in Washington, with their corner offices, their pensions, their big money globalist donors that don't give a rat's tail if you live or die half the time if you can't give them any money, part of the slave trade globalist network to ship your jobs all over the world, Bangladesh or wherever, they joined the Democrats in sharply condemning Trump's rhetoric, decrying his anti-Muslim rhetoric and his questioning of Obama's allegiances as divisive and out of step with American values. It's not who we are, they say. We can't be banning people from coming into the country. It's not who we are. Well, let me ask you a question. Who are we? Chumps? Schmucks? Cannon fodder? What do you mean it's not who we are? Who do these people stand up for? Ask yourself a question. Do these elites in Washington, with their corner offices and their limousines and their big money donors and their globalist network and their power bases, are they standing up for you? Do they care about you? It's not who we are. I guess being executed like fish in a barrel because you're gay in a nightclub, it's not who we are. Your job, you got one job if you're an elected official in Washington, and that is put the citizens of America first. It's not who we are. I'm sure they didn't say that about Calvin Coolidge in the 20s or Eisenhower in the 50s when they simply banned immigration. Nobody comes in. Coolidge said, we got to just pause it for a while. Pause it for 50 years. You simply pause it. No one comes in until we can figure it out. How does that not make sense? Why are we concerned about other people coming into the country when we can't even take care of our own citizens? This is maddening to me. Why does this make any sense? I mean, I got Tim Kaine running around worrying about 80,000 Syrian refugees when people are homeless in my high school. I don't get it. I mean, what we saw on Sunday morning, this was a mass execution of gay people. What's next? And you got one guy, Trump, saying, wait a minute, let's not let anybody in from these countries until we figure out what the hell is going on. Well, it's a lone wolf, self-radicalized. It's a hate crime. And the real problem is guns. If you didn't have the gun, this wouldn't happen. So let's ban guns. Really? This is the most dishonest, ludicrous attempt by those governing us to lie about what is happening in America. How many of these are out there? Jay Johnson. We've looked and it's not a cell and it's a lone wolf, self-radicalized by reading comic books. I mean, they really think we're dumb. Maybe Scott Ridgell's right. Maybe Ridgell nailed it. Maybe we all are too stupid to have jobs. Maybe I'm wrong and Scott Ridgell is right. Maybe we're all just too stupid. And we can't figure out that these are lone wolves who are self-radicalized because they read a comic book magazine. No, these are radical Islamist terrorists who are in the country waging war with us in a coordinated effort to execute innocent Americans. And we're worried about Trump's rhetoric. Trump's rhetoric, oh my God, his rhetoric. My God, we can't have this. It's not who we are. This is the same thing that Rand Paul, hey, for all you Rand Paul supporters out there, listen up. All of you. Rand Paul, running for president, your guy, suggested the same thing. He had a list of 35 countries that he published during the presidential campaign, and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul said the exact same thing. We're going to pause immigration from these 35 countries. Guess what? They all have Muslims in them. He didn't say Muslim, he named 35 countries in the Middle East. You can't come here. Rand Paul said that. Where was the outrage? I thought it was Paul's best moment. These people are so out of step with their base. It's frightening. How do these people get elected? Trump, who just a week ago signaled an intent to snap his campaign into a more measured tone for general election, is not going to back down. Now, he suggested that Obama was sympathetic with terrorists, telling the Associated Press that the president, quote, continues to prioritize our enemy over Americans. And Republican leadership went nuts. Oh, my God. Look, Barack Obama can't even call out the enemy by its name. How do you defeat somebody if you can't even acknowledge they exist? It's a lone wolf. It's a hate crime. It's guns. It's not the religion. It's not this. It's not that. We're not at war. It's just a bunch of crazy people. It's mental illness. It's this. Maybe we didn't put enough minutes or enough data on their Obama phone. Maybe if they only had Obama healthcare, Obamacare, they'd get mental help and they'd be fine. Maybe if we increase their housing allowance. This is nonsense. In separate appearances yesterday, Obama and Clinton harpooned Trump's proposal to ban foreign Muslims from the United States as dangerous and contrary to the nation's traditions. Trump has said that we need to pause immigration until we figure it out. Pause it. Stop it. Everybody. Nobody comes in until we figure out why 50 people just got executed in a gay bar who are having fun. Could have been any of our friends or family or children in that bar, and it's going to happen again. And your president is concerned about the rhetoric and contrary to the nation's traditions. Traditions of what? Getting executed in a bar at 3 a.m. on a Sunday? The hell traditions is that? I mean, you got to wake up, America. Now, Obama, who got angry yesterday, this is the other thing, and Trump was right about this. Obama is more angry at Trump than he is about the execution of 50 innocent Americans and another 50 wounded lying in a hospital bed trying to live today. But he's mad at Trump. It's just like the feckless Republican leadership losers in Washington that have shown more gumption in fighting Trump and their own base than fighting Obama. I'm just going to call it. I'm going to call them out. You know I'm right. You're listening to me right now. You're driving somewhere and you're shaking your head and you're saying Fredericks is spot on. McConnell, Ryan, all of them. Look how they're fighting Trump. Lindsey Graham, neocon. Look how they're fighting Trump. Look at the vigor and the virility of fighting Trump. Have they fought Obama on a damn thing? Our party is led by feckless Washington elitists in a bubble that have no idea that their base has abandoned them because they have finally figured it out. That's why the Taylor victory yesterday in the 2nd District is so significant. Working class Americans have figured it out, and they want to take their country back from the globalist elites who are tone deaf. They don't care who's endorsing you. All they know is their country is circling the drain and their leadership isn't doing a damn thing about it. And so they're going to find somebody else. Clinton described Trump's response to Orlando as rife with conspiracy theories and, quote, pathological self-congratulations. Conspiracy theories? 50 gay people just got executed in a bar because of their sexual orientation by a professed Islamic Muslim radical terrorist who claimed he was an ISIS fighter, acknowledged by ISIS leadership, executed 50 people in cold blood. And she's talking about Trump's conspiracy theories? Oh my goodness. They're clueless. It's scary. And then the remarkably bipartisan outcry over Trump's positions coming at a moment of national mourning. You know that Trump is spot on here. You've got to pause immigration everywhere until we can get a handle on this, because it is going to continue to happen. This is not who we are. Having 50 gay people executed like fish in a barrel by our enemy that has declared war on us, is that who we are? I'll be right back.